Oh, goody.
All right, what's going on, everybody? Zombies here again, and today we're back with another Marvel Snap video. So we have patch notes. Patch just went live, it seems, and we got our notes. So let's take a look at what this new patch has to offer. So battle mode, joining the game. Super pumped for this. We'll probably be playing it tonight on stream, doing some viewer battles, that kind of stuff. So if you're interested in trying that out, be sure to check out the stream later on. But general updates, you can now change your name within the avatar menu once every 30 days. That's nice. I know quite a few people had names they didn't really want to stick with, so it's cool that you can change it finally. Zabu has been added to the Series 5 in the token shop, and updated player support conversations now to have a red dot notification to let you know a response is waiting. Voice over volume slider has been added to the settings menu. New effects for Ghost Rider when there's no card to play. That's kind of neat. Like seeing new visual stuff. Obviously, we have been expecting a leader change. Ben Brode kind of hinted that they're reworking the card, and you know, this patch was locked in a little while ago. So it's time to change leader. So first up, we have the leader change. Now, it was kind of hinted a while ago that they were looking to rework leader and that his power nerf was kind of just a band-aid until they figured out what they wanted to do with the card. And it seems they have figured out what they want to do with the card. Leader is now a 6 cost, 7 power on reveal. Copy all cards your opponent played to the location to the right, but on your side. Leader is a prominent finisher in the current Snap meta, and we're not happy with some of the card choices and play patterns he encourages, especially his strength against other cool 6-cost cards. We're changing Leader to only copy cards played at the location to his right, with more base power to compensate. We hope that this change will reward clever predictions and reduce the frustration of playing against him. So initial thought on this one, this is a good change. I think this new version of Leader is much more interesting. It's much less auto-include, as just like turn 6, I'm ahead, I win a lot of the time, which I think was a big part of why people hated the card. And this has kind of a surprise factor, right? Like, I think this makes Leader much more of a card that can be good when your opponent is not expecting it. And also adds some interesting positioning thought. Like, you actually have to think about where you're playing your leader now, because it matters where the opponent's stuff is going to pop up. So I like this change a lot. I'm interested to see how it plays out in the game. And then Wolverine. Wolverine is now a 2/2. When this is discarded or destroyed, regenerate it at a random location with +2 power. Dev note, Wolverine sees virtually no play at the moment, which is a bummer given how iconic he is. We're giving him a substantial buff to reward players for activating his effect and create new deck building options at both low and high collection levels. Note, we have updated his text from play to regenerate to better reflect his gameplay functionality. This is purely a flavor and clarity choice. Text only updates. In addition to Wolverine, a few cards use the word play in their text but don't actually play anything. This small update aims to avoid players misinterpreting how these cards interact with triggers that specify playing a card, Hela and Jubilee, Sentry using more consistent language for similar effects. So, yeah, this is something people have brought up a few times. There are, play is a very specific term in Marvel's Snap, meaning you have to have played the card, whereas Jubilee said play, but she was actually just pulling a card. It wouldn't actually trigger, like you played it. So this is a nice consistency thing. The Wolverine thing's cool. I like this. I'm a big fan of Wolverine, and I think the card has been really bad for a long time, and this is much more interesting. Now maybe we'll see Wolverine in Deathwave shells, because like there's actually like a pretty legitimate payoff for making him blow up over and over and over again, or maybe even discard, who knows. But I'm happy with this change. I think it's a nice buff. Those are the only nerfs and buffs that are coming with this patch. So a lot lighter than I expected. And this also, you know, makes a lot of sense that they put out that information about Surfer and Zabu both being on the nerf block as well. But we probably won't be seeing those changes until next week, about a week from today or so, roughly. Yeah, so not a whole lot of balance updates. I like the leader change. I like the Wolverine change. And I am very thankful that they are going to be nerfing Zabu. A little bit less thankful about Surfer, but if they're trying to tone the power level of the game down a bit to where more of the cards can actually see play, it's probably going to be a necessary adjustment. I know I've seen quite a few people worried they're just going to absolutely kill the cards, but if you look at the history of how they've changed cards in Marvel Snap, it's pretty rare that they just flat out kill a card. And I think they have very little incentive to do that when these are Battle Pass cards that people have paid for. And you really don't want to discourage people from buying Future Pass cards. So I think some people are getting a little too worried that they're going to nuke these cards into unplayability. When even if they put Zabu to 4, he's still a really good card. Even if they nerf Surfer, he's probably still a good card. We won't know the exact details till we see what they come up with, but I don't think that they're going to make those cards so bad they are no longer viable. I think they just want to open up the field to more archetypes, and I think that's something the game could use right now, because at least at the high end, from what I see, it essentially boils down to a Zabu simulator and a Surfer simulator with little else going on. There are a bunch of bug fixes and stuff. I'm not going to read through all these, but I will have a link in the description as well as some known issues lists. If you haven't seen the other video, they did confirm that Zabu and Surfer are getting nerfed and that they can now do balance changes without having to wait for a full patch like the one we got today. So that's nice. You know, if they want to throw in some random buffs or something, they can do that a little bit more on the fly. Or if there's a card that comes out that is way above what it should be and is really harming the game, they can deal with that a little bit faster. So overall, good thing. And I know some people are worried that they're nerfing season pass cards. You know, they're gonna be changing their approach to be, you know, nuking all these cards that are too powerful. And I don't really think there's enough like evidence to say that's what's going to happen. Like looking at their past history with nerfs, I just don't think it's in their best interest or the player's best interest for them to absolutely delete cards. And we can see here they had a pretty constrained amount of changes. This is a really small amount of changes. So overall, I am happy with the changes. Stuff we got today is good, and I'm looking forward to the news on the Surfer and Zabu stuff next week. But that's going to pretty much wrap it up for this video. If you want to see the full patch notes, I'll link in the description, but it should be live now. I think the update's going out to mobile as well around the same time. So check that out. Let me know what you think about the changes in the comments below. But that's going to wrap it up for this video. If you enjoyed it, remember to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.